Hi everybody, you're welcome to this channel. If you're just watching this for the first time, my name is Chukwunyere and I help people build relationships that will influence culture and transform societies. And of course, if you're going to be influencing cultures and transforming societies through your relationships, it means that your relationship is healthy, it means that it is purposeful, and it means that it is happy. Okay, so I help people build happy, purposeful, and healthy relationships. All right, so today we would be looking at something that is really very important. And the title for today's talk is Love Really Enough? Is love really enough? I've heard a lot of people say, love is not enough, love is not enough. I think love is enough. The question is, what is your understanding of love? I think what people are trying to say is that the feeling of love is not enough, but not that love in itself is not enough. A lot of people have the feeling of love and the excitement and all of that. And so that alone is not enough. So before you even go into a marriage relationship, it's important to ask yourself, what more can I find out from this relationship that I'm having? Or what more can I find out from this person I'm trying to engage with? Are there deeper things that we need to talk about? Are there deeper things that I need to identify when it comes to engaging them, when it comes to building a relationship with them, when it comes to building a life with them? So I would say love is enough. So the point now is, what does love really mean? Okay, what does love really mean? Philosophers have different definitions of love and different types of love. Okay, some would talk about the filial kind of love, which is the type that you have with a friend. Some would talk about the agape kind of love, which is the God kind of love. And then there are different other types of love. The eros, which is the erotic kind of love or the romantic kind of love. There's the storge kind of love, which has to do with enduring kind of love, where you have two people who have been married for a long time and have an enduring relationship. So there are different types of love. Okay, there are different types of love. Someone may love you only from the erotic side. Okay, so they love you because they want to have sex with you. They love you because they are feeling butterflies in their stomach that is attracting them, and all they want to do is touch you, all they want to do is kiss you, all they want to do is express sexually, how they feel towards you. That's an erotic kind of love. Is that love enough? No, it's not. It's not enough. That's a type of love. There are people who have friendship kind of love. Okay, so they were friends and they decided to get married, but the relationship, the love didn't grow, or the love didn't get strengthened and didn't move from friendship to something else. So they only had a friendship kind of love. And because it's just friendship kind of love, will it sustain a marriage relationship? No. So love in that sense won't be enough. But then, that's not all there is to love. I would like to let you know what love really means. Love is God, okay? And God is love. That's very fundamental. And because God is love and God is and love is God, what it means is that there is something fundamental about his kind of love. And that's the agape kind of love. It is the God kind of love. And I believe that that is the foundation upon which every marriage relationship, even friendship relationship, any relationship whatsoever, that's the foundation upon which any relationship should stand on. You may have storge, you may have filial, you may have eros kind of love, but it is important to understand that if you don't have the God kind of love as the foundation upon which any type of love rests on, or any relationship is founded upon, love will not be enough. But if you have the God kind of love, love will be enough. Because at the center of that relationship is God. At the center of that relationship is the eternal kind of love, is the unconditional kind of love that can sustain any relationship. A lot of people walk out of relationships because their love is not unconditional. Their love is not founded, or their relationship is not founded on the God kind of love, which is agape. So they may have had erotic love, or they may have had filial kind of love. So they love their friends, or they love their their husbands or their wives, but because it's not founded on agape, and that type of love is not rude, that type of love is not harsh, that type of love is patient, is kind, can tolerate, doesn't fail, bears all things, and all of that. This type of love forgives. This type of love is stepping in the place of God in the expression of it. So imagine yourself taking the form of God in your relationship and expressing it. That's agape for you. So anything that God can do when it comes to how he loves humanity, you also can do it, except you choose not to do it. And because agape is something that God has given to all of us, it has been put in our hearts. It means that you can forgive, you can be with anyone, you can love anybody, you can be patient with anyone, you can be kind with anyone. Just take a moment to think about this, because when you really do, you will understand the import of what it means to have a love relationship that is founded on agape. That is the only kind of love that can sustain any relationship. That is the only kind of love that can sustain any marriage. And it is important to have it as the foundation, because of course you need to be attracted to your partner. That's why eros comes in. You need to, of course, there's sexual relationship, there's romantic relationship, or there's that aspect in your marriage or in your relationship. You need to be friends with that person. You need to have an enduring kind of relationship with that person. So what I'm saying is, do not build a relationship that is not founded on the God kind of love, that is not founded on agape, because if you do, you would not build a relationship that can stand the test of time. Okay? Because it is in operating on the foundation of the God kind of love that you can build anything that is worthwhile. So have that in mind as we have our conversations. The other thing that I really like to say is, it's important to also understand that love is enough when it is founded or operated with the God kind of love. Okay, so but if it is outside of that, it's not enough. So you can have the God kind of love and it will be enough, because in it comes a lot of things. With that kind of love comes the capacity to be willing to be with that person, to improve that person, to serve that person, to love that person, to do whatever it takes to love them like God should love them. The idea is that when your spouse looks at you, there will be no difference, or there shouldn't be any difference between the way they love you and the way God loves you, because they are loving you with a template of God's kind of love. There's no other way. But yeah, because we are humans, we fail at different times or do things that hurt our partners. But the idea is that if you grow into the fullness of the God kind of love, there shouldn't be any difference between the way God loves you and the way your partner loves you. Think about that. Now, there are a couple of things that I'd like to quickly share in terms of what makes a love, the God kind of love, important, and what are the things that should be seen when it comes to how we express this type of love that should be enough. The first one is commitment. Commitment says that I will love you in spite of. Commitment says I will love you in spite of. Commitment says, even if I don't feel like I love you, even if I feel like I hate you right now, I will still express love towards you. Commitment says that, yes, I may be attracted to someone else, or I'm looking at someone else and I think I like them, but I've chosen to be married to this person, and I'm going to kill that attraction and stay committed to this woman or stay committed to this man. Commitment says that no matter what, I'm going to stay with you till the end of time, because I have made that commitment to you on the altar to say I'm going to spend the rest of my life with you. So it doesn't matter what challenge comes my way. It doesn't matter the misunderstandings that we have in life. It doesn't matter the challenges that we face. It doesn't matter the several times I don't like to be with you. As far as I am committed to this relationship and I'm committed to you, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to still be here with you. It is till death do us part. That's commitment. And nothing shakes that resolve. Nothing shakes that resolve. Yeah, you may, make mistakes. You may hurt each other. Whatever it is you're doing, you know that in spite of all of this, we will roll back our sleeves and we'll work on this relationship until it works. Because we have told ourselves that it is until Jesus comes or until death do us part. As far as this relationship is concerned, we're not going anywhere. We will work on it, and we are committed to working on it. It's not a case where this person is not interested and it's only one person who is trying to. No. The idea is that we both have made up our minds that we are going to work on this relationship until it works, until we see the result. That's commitment. That's the God kind of love. That type that will not give up on you, that will not give up on the relationship, that will not give up on that marriage. That's what I'm talking about. Number two, the God kind of love that is enough should have communication as a very fundamental part of its operation. Okay? And this communication has to be honest, it has to be consistent, and it has to be kind. Open and honest communication is important. I can be open to you, I may not be honest with you when it comes to how I communicate with you. Open is, I'm going out today, or I'm going to have some drinks with my friends. That's being open, okay? I'm going to go out. I'm going to have some drinks with friends. But being honest is to say, I'm going to go out with John, PJ, and Amaka, and Angela, and Hanatu, and all of that. So I'm giving specifics in terms of the people I'm going to go out with, and then where I'm going to, and all of that. That is really very important, because when you are open and honest, it helps to work with your partner in terms of having effective communication. You can decide to, it's not like you're doing anything bad, but you were not open enough to say to your spouse, oh, okay, after work, I have a work dinner. You didn't say, you just say after work, I have a work dinner, but you didn't tell your spouse who you're having the work dinner with. And so because you were not honest enough to say who you are having the work dinner with, someone else may just be working in that restaurant by 7 p.m. and see you and a woman talking and laughing and having conversations, and they call your spouse and say, I saw your husband somewhere, and I saw your wife somewhere and he's having dinner with this person. Because they do not have all the information about who you're with, they'll be a bit worried, okay? But if you had told them that I'm having work dinner, which they knew about it, and this is who I'm having it with, it makes it easy. It makes it easy, for the both of you. That's how communication should be. Communication as well should be nice, should be kind. When you're talking with someone, your tone of voice is important. How you say what you say is important. The volume is important. What you say in itself is important. A lot of times you may want to say the right thing, but your tone of voice is looking like you are scolding and screaming. Or you're condescending with the way you say what you say. A lot of people say things on social media today, and because they are trying to correct others, the vehicle through which they actually try to correct others is very condescending, from a place of pride and from a place of maybe even people can sense jealousy or sense envy from what you're saying. So it's important that when you're communicating with your spouse, you're kind. When you're communicating with them, you talk to them and talk with them with respect. And then you're also consistent with your communication. Don't be that type of partner who you hardly talk to your spouse, or you hardly talk to even the person you are dating. Okay, so you send them a message today, and before they hear from you is in the next 3 days or in the next 5 days. That's not communication. Communication has to be consistent. You have to make sure that you talk every time with them. It shows that they are the center of your attention. So it's really very important to have communication as a key part of your relationship. Okay, that's part of the expressions of the God kind of love. Number 3, conflict resolution. Not just fighting, but fighting fair. Okay, because you're from different backgrounds, you have different significant experiences, and you were raised from different environments, your perspective to things would be different a lot of times. In fact, because you are two different unique individuals, you have different perspective to things, and you will fight. You will have conflicts. The problem is not the conflict that you have. The problem is how you resolve the conflict that you have. Conflict is inevitable. It's a difference in opinion, it's a difference in the way we see things. We will argue, we would fight about things, we will offend one another, offend each other. But the point is that what makes your relationship healthy is how you resolve your conflict. That's what shows the quality of the relationship that you have. How you resolve your conflict. Fight fair. Okay, don't by the time you finish fighting, you've damaged the other person. No. Fight in love. Okay, fight in love. When you fight in love, you will not seek to attack the other person. You will attack the situation. You will attack the subject matter, and you deal with it. And when you are having conflict and you're resolving conflict, understand that you're on the same team. You are not two different people in opposite teams. You are on the same team. And so with that mindset, it will help you guys to resolve your conflicts in a fair way. So do not attack, do not withdraw, do not blame. Okay, but seek peace and take responsibility, and then seek to understand the other person so you can grow through it. And the beautiful thing about conflicts is that when you have the same conflicts over and over, the same patterns over and over, it's a reflection of the fact that you are not growing. So it's important to resolve conflict, understand why they happen, and then grow through it so that next time that won't repeat in itself again. Now, the fourth thing is shared values, a deeper connection than feelings. Shared values are very important. When you want to express the God kind of love and you want to pour it on someone who is your partner or who is going to be your partner, it's easier to love them. And it's easier for them to love you if you have the same or similar shared values. I'll always say something that opposites may attract, but it is similarities that remain. Opposites may attract, but similarities remain. the shared values that you have, the things that you believe in, that you guys are on the same page on, those are the things that will help sustain your relationship. If you have different values, different ideas, perceptions, beliefs, principles about several things, you would have issues. That love will not or may not be enough. So the God kind of love seeks to be able to love someone and that person love them back, having the understanding that they have similar values or they have shared values. So it's important to understand this. Love that is without alignment will result to confusion. Love that is without alignment will result to confusion. So alignment in this sense means that you are aligned in terms of your values, in terms of your beliefs, in terms of your principles, your ideologies about life and about things. Is very important, because if you have different values in your faith, you have different values in parenting, you have different values with money, you have different values with relationship with your family members, then you're going to have a chaotic relationship. So it's important to have similar values. Okay. One important thing I must also say at this point when it comes to the God kind of love is that you must have large quantity or large doses of forgiveness. Forgiveness is very fundamental to the God kind of love, to agape. Okay, if you really want to have a love that is enough, you must forgive each other in consistent, unconditional way. It has to be a lot. Okay, forgiveness is something that you have to do. In fact, you have to predispose your mindset to always forgive your partner. Forgiveness is very critical. You can't be operating in unforgiveness in your marriage or in your relationship. That relationship won't work. So it's important to have forgiveness as a very important part of your relationship. It helps your relationship improve, it helps your relationship grow, and it keeps you going. And lastly, friendship. Friendship is the foundation for every successful relationship. That's where it starts from. If you really want to have a very solid marriage, be friends with that person. One of the things that friendship does is that it keeps and it sustains your marriage. See two people that are 80, 90 years, and the way they play, they talk, they have conversations, you would see two people who have really been friends for a long time. One thing about friendship is that it helps to the both of you be authentic towards each other. Friendship relationship breeds authenticity. And if you guys also both started as friends, is very important that you keep it going, because it's always a foundation for every successful relationship. Friendship would ensure that you have great conversations. Money would come and go, careers may come and go. Your children will come and they will leave the house. What would keep you guys, after all of these things are gone and they no longer matter anymore, is the type of conversations, the type of gossips that you have between yourselves, the type of plays that you play between yourselves, the conversations that you have. All of these are founded in friendship. So you must build quality friendship between the both of you. See two friends who are not even in a love relationship. They offend each other. The way they reconcile is so easy and quick. They just probably abuse each other and then move on. Because they have both understood that, hey, I understand you are my friend, I value you. Yeah, we would have issues, but we'll be fine. So ensure that in the type of love that you express, that should be enough. Friendship should be part of the mix. It will help to sustain your relationship. It helps to sustain your marriage. So having said all of this, I'm going back to the beginning. Is love really enough? Well, if your type of love is about romance alone, sex, eros, philia, storge, and every other type of love, it may not be enough. But if it's founded on, or your relationship is founded on agape, which is the God kind of love, while these other things can be added to it, then I must say that it's enough, because you are taking the position of God or the disposition of God to operate that relationship. And God doesn't fail. This type of love does not fail, and so I'd leave it at that. That's why I said at the beginning that love is enough if it is founded on, or it's operated with the God kind of love. I hope this adds value to your knowledge and to your relationship. And please subscribe and share with friends so they all can also learn from this. Take care, guys. See you next time. Bye.